guys, it's Brendan from Camera and Photo, and I am posting a YouTube video for the first time in 18 months or something like that. Look at that orange glow. I'm going out to shoot the sunset, so I thought you might like to come along and have a look how I go about things. It's going to be an okay sunset by the things. I'm heading down to a favourite place of mine to shoot sunsets on the Bellarine Peninsula, and that's Barwon Heads. Heading down towards the Barwon Heads Bridges, to be precise, to take a couple of photos, and yeah, hopefully we get something decent tonight. It's certainly looking promising. There's some high cloud, which always makes for good colour in the sky. There's also quite a break in the cloud on the horizon, it looks, so we'll see how that goes. So hopefully it'll be a decent sunset, and you can have a look at I don't know, how I go about things, I suppose. One thing I haven't already noticed is that my tripod is not in the van, it's at home, so that's going to be interesting to take landscape photos without a tripod, but we'll see what we can do. Don't really think we're going to get anything overly spectacular, but you never know, and if you don't go out, you'll never get the photo, and I suppose that's one of my sort of number one tips for budding landscape photographers, and that is to get out there and take the photos. I have a lot of people come into the shop and ask me about landscape photography or photography in general, and they, you know, well, what camera should I buy, and I've got this camera but I'm looking to get something a little better. Or most of the time the advice I give is that it's not about the camera, it's about actually getting yourself out there to take the photos. The more you go out and take photos, the better you get at taking photos, the better you get at composition, the better you get at, he says as he misses a gear, the better you get at taking photos. So yeah, get yourself out there. Don't worry about spending too much money. Don't have gear acquisition syndrome like a lot of people have. I'm still shooting on my crappy old Nikon D5100 from, it's got to be 10 years old, but I know it well and I know how to use it, and it's served me well until now. So as I say, heading down to the Barwon Heads Bridges. We'll pick this video up when I get down there. Got the little jetty restaurant at the heads here, and the little jetty over here, and we've got a boat. But of course the main attraction down here is the bridges. So we have the footbridge, which is the new one that was built a few years ago, and then we have the car bridge, which is on this side, and as you can see behind me here, it leads to the sunset. So don't you love this spot thing that the iPhone makes? Anyway, so when I'm out and about and looking for good spots to take photos, particularly at this time of year at this location, this is the kind of thing I look for. The leading lines, it's a well-worn path, well-trodden path for landscape photographers, but it works. So hopefully we might be able to get a bit of colour going off in this sky, which I'll try and expose for a little better. There you go. You can see the sun starting to do its thing down there, lens flare and all. So exposed back on me. So yeah, what a location, huh, for taking photos. So pretty much fish in a barrel tonight, I reckon. It's going to be pretty easy to get ourselves a nice photo here. So let's have a look-see. So like I said earlier, it's not what you've got, it's how you use it. And at the moment I'm shooting on this little bad boy, the Nikon D5100, which, as I say, is pretty old. Probably about as old as Methuselah's cat. I think it was released in like 2009, 2010. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is an 18 megapixel camera. It does everything I need it to do. It's a workhorse. It's never let me down. And although I keep looking around at some nice shiny new toys to buy, I keep coming back to this guy. Now, you'll notice on the front, I don't have a Nikon lens. I have a Sigma 10-20 lens right there. 10 to 20, so nice and wide angle. Now 10 millimeters on this camera is equivalent to a 16 millimeter lens in 35mm speak. Now if you're getting really nice background noises from the cars going across the bridge here, I do apologize. I did leave my microphone in the car, but that's okay. Hopefully the audio on the iPhone is picking this up okay. And as you can see, we are starting to get to golden hour territory as the light really starts to change here. You can see the light on me starting to change. You can also see the light on the sand here starting to happen. So probably time for me to put the old phone down and start actually doing what I do, and that is taking a few photos. So when we're looking for compositions here, it's pretty self-explanatory. As I say, a lot of leading lines in the bridge and stuff. Now what I'm going to do is shoot with the front camera. So as you can see, we've got these awesome leading lines here heading off into that lovely sunset that is hopefully going to give us a little bit of color in the sky a little bit later on. I'm here probably about 15 minutes before sunset, so hopefully I've given myself plenty of time to capture a pretty cool photo. So now the sun's gone down a little and it hasn't taken long, like literally only about 5 minutes of me being here, and you can see now we have a bit of a different sort of looking scene where the light's nowhere near as harsh as it was, as I show you there. So we have a lovely sunset starting to happen here for us. The actual sun itself's gone down, so it makes exposing for these photos a lot easier as well. As the sun goes down, the light gets a lot more even. It's really just the color that starts to come out. So what we can do now is really just concentrate on our composition. And as you can see, in a spot like this, I'll just get that. In a spot like this, the composition really builds itself. So just again, waiting probably another few minutes and hopefully we'll get a bit more color coming through. Wow, look how blue I was. And yeah, we can just sort of keep on waiting and seeing what happens at a stunning location like this. Right, so as you probably just saw from that pretty cool time lapse, the sunset was good. It wasn't probably as intense as I thought it might have got, but cloud probably wasn't quite high enough. As you can see, it looks good there, but if you expose for it properly, you can see that the sunset's pretty much happened. So the show's pretty much over. The great thing about going out and taking landscape photos is you never really know what you're going to get, and we were trying to get the sunset tonight, like really going off with its color and that sort of stuff. But you know, we got some good shots, I'm sure, and I'll put a few up on the screen. You can have a look at them. I may even at some point show you how I edit my photos in Photoshop, but yes, I use Photoshop. I might even show you how the process that goes into that, but 9 times out of 10 the process is all about bringing the photo back to how I pictured the scene to be in the first place. So yeah, hopefully that's giving a little bit of insight into how I go about taking photos. And yeah, as I say, you can see now the scene's pretty much done, but still a wonderful place and a great time of the night to be out and about. So thanks for joining me on this little adventure. This video was brought to you by Camera and Photo, 2 stores, Ocean Grove and Torquay. Come down and see us for all your photographic needs and of course all your printing needs. Doing massive canvas prints, framed canvases now, looking awesome. New matte papers in stock. and all your, you know, even your everyday holiday snap kind of printing as well. Come down and see us at Ocean Grove Camera and Photo and Torquay Camera and Photo. And if you want to give a little subscribe down the bottom to see more videos as I keep adding them to the collection, that would be great. We'll see you next time down here at beautiful Barwon Heads, I suppose. Cheers.